Can peace be defined? Can there be a world full of harmony with the absence of hostility? Can there be total silence, stillness, a state of no violence? The evening was setting in at Rishikesh. The Sandhya Aarti had just finished. Millions come here to search the truth of their lives. All ages, castes, creeds, colors, countries, to pay heed to their inner calling. The wind was blowing hard, as if a storm was about to set in. The eternal flow of Ganga in front of you. Gleaming lights at a distance, slowly going out of focus. The moon playing hide and seek under cloud covers. The feeling was very different. In the midst of a crowd, you felt alone, introspecting, searching for something you have searched for all your life. Peace. Could you find an answer? The story of this film revolves around a group of travelers, friends and family from the metropolises Kolkata and Mumbai. Different age groups, different mindsets, out for a vacation in summer to move away from the maddening crowd into the laps of nature. In Uttarakhand's Kumaon and Garhwal Himalayas to search for tranquility and peace. Let us get introduced to the characters. The Kolkata contingent led by Animesh Sen, a very well-established, revered real estate entrepreneur from Kolkata with geology as his background. Animesh's childhood friend, Bhutnath Sarkar, a very interesting character who has seen it all, from the gambles of the race courses to the deeps of the jungles. Arunima Chumki Ganguli, Animesh's only daughter, accompanied by her two school-going sons, Arya and Surya, for whom every moment of these growing up years is exciting. Arunima's friend, philosopher and guide, Deblina, a very well-networked Four Seasons lady from Kolkata, with her darling hubby, Anupam Dasgupta, a retired IS officer who was a secretary in the Prime Minister's office, famous for his apt handling of consumer grievances, smart, charming, wise and erudite. The Mumbai contingent, socialite Reshmi Malini Sen, Animesh's niece and Arunima's loving cousin, who's a teacher in a Mumbai school, with her doting husband Aniruddha Sen, the HR director of Citibank Mumbai, whose favorites range from singing to sleeping, and their beautiful bubbly teenage daughter Meghna, lovingly called Megs, embodiment of energy and effervescence. And the tempo traveler chauffeured by dynamic yet unpredictable Davinder Singh from Jindal Travels Delhi, who once tried his luck in films to become a hero, but was destined to be a real-life hero, stewarding and driving each of his travelers safely, comfortably, miles after miles, smiling charmingly to far-flung destinations. The group's travels began from Dehradun, situated in the Doon Valley, nestled between two of India's mightiest rivers, Ganges on the east, and Yamuna on the west. Dehradun is famous for its picturesque landscape and slightly milder climate, and provides a gateway to the surrounding region. For some, peace is defined as a period of harmony between different social groups that is characterized by lack of violence or conflict behaviors, and the freedom from fear of violence. It is also commonly understood as the absence of hostility and retribution. It also suggests sincere attempts at reconciliation. And let us now follow our peace-searching friends who were on their way to the beautiful hill station of Garhwal, Mussoorie. This hill station, situated in the foothills of the Garhwal Himalayan ranges, is also known as the Queen of the Hills.
Acceptance of a difficulty, of a situation, of an inability, of a handicap, of an adverse situation in a constructive way is, to my mind, a principal source of peace.
May there be peace in the heavens, peace in the atmosphere, peace on the earth. Let there be coolness in the water, healing in the herbs, and peace radiating from the trees. Let there be harmony in the planets and in the stars, and perfection in eternal knowledge. May everything in the universe be at peace. Let peace prevail everywhere, at all times. The tempo traveler traveled smoothly, steered smartly by the winder. Spirits were high, the vacation fever making every moment enjoyable for our friends as they took a short halt at Bhimtal. The major attraction here is the Bhimtal Lake, which has an island at its center. The drive to Pangot passes through the forested area of China Peak Range via Snow View Point and Kilberry, all which are excellent birding spots. Pangot, a small hilly hamlet, away from the hustle and bustle of civilization, about 15 kilometers from Nainital. A heaven for birds, nestled in the deep green woods, where one can find around 580 bird species. The numerous perennial and seasonal creeks are home to a variety of flora and fauna.
There will be some special particular species why people come here, like Koklas pheasant, Cheer pheasant, Kalis pheasant, golden bush robin, and chestnut crown laughing thrush, sort of things, which is very rare species and difficult to find them. There will be some animals. I mean, there will be a Himalayan black bear. There will be a Himalayan palm civet. There will be a yellow-throated martin, summer deer. There will be one kind of deer which is called shrow, which is very rare and almost extinct.
And when you are in Pangod, your address must be the Jungle Lore Birding Lodge, set at a picturesque setting, a bird watcher's paradise. It is one of India's first and foremost birding lodge, which is attributed to the birding success of this region.
Reason for setting up this lodge was to introduce the prime habitat of sub-Himalayan species of birds to the scientific community, the birding community, and to nature enthusiasts. There are hundreds and thousands of bird watchers who now throng this area, looking at species, photographing them, and the data collection is happening. Of course, the place has its challenges, new constructions, opportunities for people, and garbage, and so on and so forth. So we have to grapple with those situations. We haven't expanded because we want the prime habitat to exist, the pheasants to breed, the happiness of birds to be there, the flowers, the mountains, the pristine nature of this entire place. So I think that's which is why we are here.
And when you gaze beyond yourself from the Jungle Lore veranda, the view is just mesmerizing. A time for your communion with nature, maybe also some introspection, sighting of known and unknown bird species. Capture the time lapse of nature, where bright visuals turn into silhouettes as the time rolls from daylight to twilight.
Pangod is it's a very small village, and it's surrounded by the forests and lots of birds and animals, in which I'm really interested in birds and animals.
For me, peace is to be with the environment, be in silence, quietness with my friends, with my family, which gives me immense rest to my mind.
The Buddhists believe that peace can be attained once all suffering ends. They regard all sufferings as stemming from cravings, greed, aversions, fears, or delusions. To eliminate such suffering and achieve personal peace, followers in the path of Buddha adhere to a set of teachings called the Four Noble Truths, a very central theme in Buddhist philosophy.
I'm at peace when I know that my family is safe. I'm at peace with a book. It does not need to be area specific, but of course if it's in the mountains where there's a lot of peace and calm and I'm sitting with a book, that is the ultimate source of peace for me. But I also am at peace when I'm at home, sitting in my rocking chair with my coffee and reading my book. And I'm also at peace when listening to lovely music, or maybe even when I'm just seeing my daughter in front of me, studying or doing whatever, growing up basically.
Our location was Binsar Wildlife Sanctuary, where Malini voiced her views. Binsar is located in the Kumaon region of Himalayas, on the top of the Chandidhar hills. Trek to a vantage location called Zero Point in Binsar, and then you can see the Himalayan peaks like Kedarnath Peak, Shivling, Trishul and Nanda Devi.
I never thought that I'll be able to make the whole 1.5 kilometers up to the 0 point. But I thought, let me make a start, because mountains are something which pull me immensely, and I love coming to the mountains. And I am not a very adventurous person, in the sense that I don't like walking when I'm in the towns or cities. But here, because the kids were also going, you know, somehow that was another incentive, that if they can make it, so can I. And of course, the mountains and the pull of the Himalayas.
It is a wonderful walkthrough on a meandering uphill road in the pine and the oak forests, and also a small test of your endurance. And end it all with a vegetarian lunch at the Kumaon Mandal Nigam's tourist rest house.
There should be equality and there should be a balance between nature and man. And nowadays we've seen that that balance is tilting in man's favor. Hence, we should fight towards bringing that balance back and living in harmony. And as a representative of this generation, I would urge everyone to start caring for nature and its sanctity.
Why not break in the trees and to not throw garbage. In the hills, the climate is very cool, other than the city where the climate is hot.
আমি এক যাযাবর, আমি এক যাযাবর, পৃথিবী আমাকে আপন করেছে, ভুলেছি নিজের ঘর, তাই আমি যাযাবর, আমি এক যাযাবর। Peace for me is being one with nature, if possible to be with family, and a lot of silence. I think those are the three things which will constitute peace for me. Being with nature, being with family if possible, and a lot of silence. বারে বারে আমি পথের টানে পথকে করেছি ঘর, তাই আমি যাযাবর, আমি এক যাযাবর।
In the year 1875, a dynamic nature-loving Britisher, Sir Henry Ramsay, who was the commissioner of the region, administered the virgin Kumaon Hills, tucked away in the lap of the Himalayas. One morning, he spurred his steed up and down in the vales in pursuit of the most splendid sunrise in the Himalayas. Atop a hillock, 6,600 feet above the sea, he tarried his mare and watched awestruck. For what he saw sent his heart leaping, his senses reeling. He gasped. So much was his love for this region, the King of Kumaon, as he has been called by the British authors, Sir Ramsay, made the virgin 25 acres of Khali his home post-retirement. After Sir Ramsay, another Britisher, Mr. Wilson, who was as inspired, took over the estate and built his home. Sandstone pillars, granite walls, surrounded by orchards of plums and peaches. This is the history of the mountain resort as it stands today at the Kali estate. The illustrious Nehru family spent many memorable holidays here, enjoying the gold beams reflect its aura on the shimmering snow-clad peaks of the Himalayas.
बेंसर जो है 50 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर फॉरेस्ट एरिया है जो सेंचुरी में डिक्लेयर हुआ है, जिसका मैनेजमेंट कॉर्बेट के पास में है। और हिली एरिया होने के यहाँ ट्रैकिंग का है और राइडिंग तो नहीं हो सकती है। यहाँ पैंथर है, पार्किंग डियर है, सांबार है, माउंटेन गोट है, जंगली जानवर काफ़ी हैं। उसके लिए हमको मॉर्निंग में सबसे ज़्यादा मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट यहाँ बर्ड वाचिंग के लिए लोग जाने जाते हैं।
If you love nature, you are bound to romance the Kali estate. Serene, divine, seat of tranquility.
সবচেয়ে ভালো লাগে এমন একটা জায়গা যেখানে শুধু পাখি পক্ষী এইসব আছে, সেই জঙ্গলের মধ্যে যদি আপনি বসেন, সেই তাদের ডাকটা শোনার পরে অনেকক্ষণ বাদে আপনি নিজেকেই মনে হবে যে না, কেউ যদি কথা বলতে আসে আপনার সাথে, তাকে তখন বলবেন যে না আপনি চুপ করুন, আপনি কথা বলবেন না। আমার মনে হয় সেই সময়টা এত সুন্দর লাগে, তাদের সেই সুন্দর গান করছে কি কথা বলছে নিজেদের মধ্যে কিছু বুঝতে পারা যায় না, তবু এত ভালো লাগে সেই সময়টা। আমার তো মনে হয় মানে এই সিচুয়েশন মনে হয় সবচেয়ে বেশি, মনে হয় যেন সবচেয়ে বেশি শান্তিতে বসে আছে।
Enjoy the vibrant mornings, the lazy afternoons, and the magical evenings, all in your personal Adda zones.
We're supposed to respect nature because nature has given us a lot of things, and it's like an equation with nature which we should not spoil. So yeah, I'll be saving water and planting more trees or planting more plants and keeping the environment more green, because more trees lead to more oxygen, and more oxygen leads to more living capacity.
The Christians call Jesus of Nazareth the Prince of Peace and see him as a Messiah, the Christ who manifested as the Son of God on earth to establish God's kingdom of peace, wherein people, societies, and all of creation are to be healed of evil. And our group's next destination was Lansdowne, very much like God's kingdom on earth, so ethereally beautiful. Lansdowne, originally known as Kalu Danda, it was founded and named after the Viceroy of India, Lord Lansdowne, in 1887. Lansdowne was developed by the British for catering for the recruits training center of the Garhwal Rifles.
The hills are alive with the sound of music, the song they have sung for 1,000 years, and I want to sing with the sound of music. Saving the earth, the water bodies, the plants, the flowers, the insects, the butterflies, and so many other beautiful species of living beings will keep Earth rocking for billions of years. And doing that, we will exist in immense peace.
The Arabic word salam has the same root as the word Islam. One Islamic interpretation is that individual personal peace is attained by utterly submitting to Allah, the Almighty. The greeting Assalamu alaikum, favored by Muslims, has the literal meaning, peace be upon you.
रोशामाती थी मगर ऐसे न थी, रोज रोज खट्टा छाती थी मगर ऐसे न थी.
Peace did prevail at the Ranikhet home farm heritage that evening as our travelling friends did some soul searching through singing.
আকাশে আমার মুক্তি আলোয় আলোয়, হে আকাশে আমার মুক্তি আলোয় আলোয়, আমার মুক্তি ধুলায় ধুলায় ঘাসে ঘাসে, হে আকাশে আমার মুক্তি আলোয় আলোয়.
पुराने टाइम पे जब यहाँ चंद राजा राज करते थे तो उस टाइम एक कोई रानी पद्मिनी हुआ करती थी, जो कहीं नीचे साइड प्लेन्स एरिया में उनका मायका हुआगा. तो वो यहाँ से जब भी ट्रैवल करती थी तो एक प्लेस है रानीखेत में, उस जगह पे आके वो रहती थी, अपना कैंप करती थी. अल्मोड़ा में उनका डेस्टिनेशन होता था. तो अल्मोड़ा से जब भी वो ट्रैवल करती थी तो रानीखेत में उस सर्टेन प्लेस पे ही जाके नाइट स्टे करती थी और पूरा कैंप करती थी. तो उस जगह को उनके जो फॉलोअर्स होंगे, जो उनके सैनिक होंगे या उनकी जो मंत्री वो होंगे, उनने बोला रानी बार बार यहाँ आती हैं, यहीं स्टे करती हैं, ये प्लेस उनको बहुत अच्छा लगता है. तो उन्होंने उसको फील्ड सा बना दिया, मैदान कर दिया उस जगह को, और इसलिए वो छोटा सा इलाका रानीखेत कहलाने लगा.
निभित बाशिनी बिना पानी অমিত মূরতি মতিবানী, মধুরে তু জাগে দিবানী, পিকু হরিত দিশি দিশি.
The Home Farm Heritage Resort is a page from history itself, built by a British officer, Norman Troop. The name Home comes from William Holmes, who was Troop's friend and an expert tea gardener who helped Norman in developing a beautiful tea garden in his estate. During the Raj, the bungalow was owned by Muhammad Amin, F.C. Bannon, Catherine Abbott, and from 1947 onwards by Padma Shri Madan Mohan Upadhyay, a veteran freedom fighter and a lawyer of national repute. The bungalow has hosted luminaries like Pandit Nehru, Lord and Lady Mountbatten, Acharya Narendra Dev, ambassadors from various countries, many film and television personalities, among others.
একই সত্য সকলে সত্য
হে আমারও চিরভক্ত একই সত্য. You need to have a composed mind to enjoy the every situation of your life, be it harsh, be it hard, be it very rosy. That's the peace of mind which I have nurtured throughout my life. And well, there will be ups and downs, and you have to adjust accordingly.
कभी यूं ही जब हुई वो झलसा से घर आई बैठे बैठे जब यूं ही आंखें कभी मचल के प्यार से छल के छुए कोई मुझे पर नजर ना आए नजर ना आए
আমায় প্রশ্ন করে নীল ধ্রুব তারা আর কত কাল আমি রব দিশাহারা রব দিশাহারা আমায় প্রশ্ন করে নীল ধ্রুব তারা আর কত কাল আমি রব দিশাহারা রব দিশাহারা.
As the holiday was getting over, the stay at Ranikhet was truly the grand finale. Each member in the group was going back with a different realization, a different perception about life, about contentment, about peace.
To me, peace is another name of acceptance.
The whole concept of peace is stillness, bliss.
Peace is like staying in the nature, like being with birds.
If it's in the mountains, where there's a lot of peace and calm, and I'm sitting with a book, that is the ultimate source of peace for me.
We should start learning how to use nature properly and not just continuously disintegrate it.
We're supposed to respect nature because nature has given us a lot of things.
Being with nature, being with family if possible, and a lot of silence.
Peace is absolutely a mental possession of your thought processing. You have to acquire that, and you have to in fact appreciate, and you have to be involved in your peace mission.
We have to save the environment to keep Mother Earth rocking.
Perhaps this was the ultimate truth, the inner call, the deep learning. We humans must let Mother Nature prevail peacefully, in her own brilliance, in her own shine, in perfect harmony and coexistence with mankind.